Okay, what I want to do is something different today. I know I always start off my videos that way, but we're going to try something here. I always try to shoot my videos with the gimbal whenever I can. I do want to do a video on Peabody here coming up where I won't be using a gimbal. But here's usually what I've been using. I bought this for about $150 and I just love it, and I'll use it for most of my stuff. You can see I just got an old camera mounted on here, an old film camera, just for demonstration purposes. But if I push the on button, you'll see how it straightens up here. There. And then got a little tripod leg on the bottom here. You can see how I can move it around and the camera kind of stays the same. I've got it set up where you can pan it, but it's real slow action. You can use the joystick here and go down or up or make it revolve. You just hit the button twice and it'll come back. Hit it 3 times, it'll come back, and you can do a selfie type of thing. But let's compare it to the old gimbals I used to have. Let me switch this back here, shut her off. I was doing some cleaning up downstairs. Diane was helping me, and I had these things laying around. These are my first gimbals I had. That got me into it. You could buy this cheap thing on Amazon. Just a simple deal with some counterweights down there. And you can lengthen this. You mount the camera on top. And the idea is you get it all balanced. And it's real critical. A lot harder to balance than that thing. But you get it balanced and then you drop it like this. And it should take maybe almost 2 seconds for it to drop. But what we're going to do is go outside and compare it. Now this is such a cheap unit. It's about a $50 unit. I don't know if I mentioned that. But I could hardly get anything for it now. Although it has a nice Swiss Arcus mount on top. You know, it's got that lockable plate, which is fairly high quality on it. I could use it for that. It was such low quality that I had to replace the eccentric on it because it was mismachined. And the new one I got and installed was basically the same way. And so I ended up taking it all apart and remachining where these bolts or screws went into this bearing retainer. But it was cockeyed, and so it always want to, when you do this sort of thing, the camera would always want to drift on me. And the way you do this is you kind of take your 2 fingers and just kind of gently move it to where you want it. Well, it got me so bothered with how cheap this thing was. I bought a lot better one. And this one came from a company in India. Actually came all the way straight from there. And it's just such a better quality unit. To balance it, you just turn these knobs. Got some spider stuff on it. And the eccentric is a lot better. But see, I have to hold that. That is so hard on the wrist. And when you get an older camera in there on here, like I used to have, and then you get some counterweights down here, it is all you could do to hold it. But it is such a higher quality unit. This is a Flycam by Red King. Red King is the brand. Flycam is the model number. But it's got a real, see if I can, so you can extend that too. But I'm going to get the camera set up on it. And what we're going to do is just walk down the drive and see what each one can do. And I'll put on a lens. I won't even put any kind of stabilization on in the camera or on the lens. So it'll be the worst case scenario. And let's just put that cheap lens I had on for my walk the other day, which is the EF50 lens. Extremely lightweight lens and no image stabilization, and just see what they can do. Okay, we got the camera on a 60th of a second since I'm going 4K 30 frames per second and try to keep the horizon level, and f7.1 at ISO 100. Let's just walk down the drive. This is the EF50 lens. Oh, I gotta make sure. Okay, no image stabilization. See how jerky it is. I'm really trying to walk just as nice as I can. And some people say, well, let's put the image stabilization on. I'll go to the enhanced and we'll see. Okay, this is the enhanced. It improved it considerably. It's such a lightweight combo. It's hard to control what the picture is going to do because electronic fights. But when I go back, I'll take it off and put on the cheapest gimbal and we'll see how it does. Okay, this is the cheapest gimbal. And we're just going to walk. I don't have any fingers on it actually now at all. Trying to walk fairly even here. I can see the friction in the bearings wanting to turn this thing a little bit too easy. Gotta remember there's not really any, how do you call that, inertia in the weights on this gimbal since I have very few weights on it. We see it did improve it quite a bit. But in all honesty, my hand's getting tired with this really lightweight combo. Now if I want to turn this thing, yeah, there's enough friction in the bearing that it's turning on its own, no problem. Okay. This is the better quality old style mechanical gimbal. Let's see if you notice anything. I don't have it pointing down quite as much, but you'll have to see it moves less side to side because of better quality bearing. I actually resorted to holding it with two hands. See what kind of bounce we get in my step. It's not bad. The problem is if you balance it enough, sometimes the horizon can go crooked on you, and if you don't balance it that delicate, let's say, you can get a swinging motion that might make you seasick. We'll just go up and down. That first one was really terrible. Although I will admit, with a wide angle lens and more weight on that first gimbal, you could maybe make it do acceptable stuff. Okay, here I got the electric gimbal hooked up. I can see it's compensating for my footsteps a little bit, so I may get a little bounce in this. But it keeps the horizon dead even. can hear my flip-flops. I can point it down, no problem, and maintain it. The others, you gotta actually keep pressure on them all the time in order for it to go down. I can slowly make this thing go down. Like I say, if I want to go put it back to the original setting, I just hit the button 2 times and it goes right. Let's see how smooth the pan I can do here. Remember, there is no stabilization on this lens or electronic in the camera. I like to point it down just a little bit. And they're a lot easier to hold. I'm just holding it with one hand. And I can actually rest it on my belt or whatever if I do get tired. So you can come here and get real low, like I'm within an inch of the ground. I can't do that with the others without putting them upside down and then having to invert the video in post. Well, now you can see how handy the electric one is. I really thought the cheap one would do a lot better than it did. And this better quality one, nothing wrong with it. And I'd actually like to sell these. I probably couldn't get 50 bucks for them though. That cheap one, 15 maybe. The better one, 50. I don't know. I just got this on, I just set it down on a little stool there with the built-in tripod legs. And hopefully the lens is focusing on my face. These cameras do a real good job of picking up faces and focusing on that. I can hear the lens work once in a while and focusing. So that's what I had for today. Just a real simple test. Nothing scientific about it.